In the bustling heart of New York City, where dreams collide with harsh realities, a man named Jack Thompson stepped into the elegant rooftop restaurant of the Pinnacle Hotel, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. He was a single dad, scraping by on a mechanic's salary, raising his 8-year-old daughter Lily after his wife passed away from cancer 2 years ago. Tonight was supposed to be his first blind date in ages, set up by a well-meaning friend. But as he scanned the room, his eyes landed on table 12, or what he thought was table 12. Little did he know, that simple mistake would change everything. And just as he pulled out the chair to sit, the woman across from him, a stunning figure in a tailored suit, looked up with eyes that could freeze the sun. She was Elena Voss, the billionaire CEO of Voss Tech, worth billions, and she wasn't here for a date, she was here for a high-stakes business deal. But in that frozen moment, as Jack's nervous smile met her icy stare, the air thickened with unspoken tension. What would happen next? Would this poor dad be thrown out, or would fate weave something unimaginable? Jack's mind raced back to how he got here. It was a rainy afternoon when his buddy Mike, a fellow mechanic at the garage, slapped him on the back and said, "Jack, you gotta get back out there. Lily needs a happy dad, not a ghost." Mike had set him up with a woman named Sarah, described as sweet, funny, and loves kids. The instructions were clear: the Pinnacle, 8 p.m., table 12. Jack had borrowed a suit from his neighbor, one that was a bit too tight around the shoulders from years of lifting engines, and he'd even splurged on a haircut. Lily had helped him pick out a tie, giggling as she tied it crookedly. "Daddy, you look like a prince," she'd said, her eyes sparkling despite the shadows of their tiny apartment where bills piled up like autumn leaves. Jack lived paycheck to paycheck, fixing cars by day and reading bedtime stories by night, his world revolving around keeping Lily fed, clothed, and dreaming big. But dreams? Those were luxuries he couldn't afford. As he sat down at what he believed was his table, Elena's voice cut through the ambient chatter like a knife. "Excuse me, who are you?" Her tone was polished steel, commanding and cold. Jack blinked, his face flushing. Jack. Jack Thompson. I'm here for Sarah." Elena's perfectly manicured eyebrows arched. She glanced at her watch, a diamond-encrusted piece worth more than Jack's annual salary. Her business partner was late, and now this stranger was intruding. But before she could summon security, the waiter arrived with appetizers meant for her meeting. "Shall I pour the wine, Ms. Voss?" he asked. Jack, mistaking it for his date's setup, nodded awkwardly. "Sure, why not?" Elena froze, her world of corporate takeovers and boardroom battles suddenly interrupted by this unassuming man. And in that split second, as the wine flowed, a spark of curiosity flickered in her eyes. But wait, what secret from Elena's past was about to resurface, threatening to shatter this unexpected encounter? Elena Voss wasn't always the iron-fisted CEO atop her tech empire. Born in a small Midwest town, she had clawed her way up from nothing. Her parents' farm foreclosed when she was a teen, leaving her family destitute. She put herself through college on scholarships and side jobs, building Voss Tech from a garage startup into a global powerhouse in AI and cybersecurity. But success came at a cost: loneliness. At 38, Elena had no time for relationships. Her days were mergers, her nights were strategies. Men saw her as a conquest or a threat, never an equal. Tonight, she was closing a deal with a rival exec, one that could skyrocket her company's value. Yet here was Jack, oblivious, chatting nervously about his daughter. "Lily's obsessed with stars," he said, pulling out his phone to show a photo of a gap-toothed girl holding a homemade telescope. "We can't afford a real one, but she dreams of being an astronaut." Elena's frozen demeanor cracked just a fraction. Stars? Her own childhood dreams had been buried under ambition. She remembered stargazing with her late brother, who died young in an accident, leaving her with a void she filled with work. "That's admirable," she replied, her voice softer than intended. As they talked, Jack sharing tales of greasy garages and school plays, Elena subtly probing about his life, the real Sarah arrived at the actual table 12 across the room, confused and waiting. But Jack didn't notice, and Elena, for reasons she couldn't fathom, didn't correct him. The conversation flowed, laughter slipping in unexpectedly. Jack's humility was a balm to her cynicism. Then, her phone buzzed, a text from her assistant, partner en route. 5 minutes. Panic flickered in Elena's eyes. If her cutthroat colleague saw her with this nobody, it could undermine the deal. She stood abruptly. You need to leave. Now. Jack's face fell, confusion turning to hurt. Did I say something wrong? But as he rose, a paparazzo outside snapped a photo through the window. Elena's face next to Jack's. By morning, it would go viral. What scandal was brewing that could destroy both their worlds? The night didn't end there. Jack left the restaurant in a daze, hailing a cab back to his modest Brooklyn walk-up. Lily was asleep on the couch, babysat by the elderly Mrs. Ramirez next door. He kissed her forehead, whispering, "Sorry, kiddo. Daddy struck out." But sleep evaded him, replaying Elena's eyes, cold at first, then warming like dawn. Meanwhile, Elena sealed her deal, but her mind wandered. Who was this Jack? A quick search on her phone revealed his LinkedIn: auto mechanic, widower, volunteer at a kids' science club. Ordinary, yet intriguing. The next day, the photo hit the tabloids: billionaire Elena Voss's mystery date? Speculation exploded. Elena's PR team scrambled, but she waved them off. Ignore it. Deep down, it stirred something, a reminder of the life she sacrificed. Jack, oblivious to the buzz, dropped Lily at school and headed to work, where Mike teased him. How'd it go with Sarah? Jack winced. I think I sat at the wrong table. Laughter erupted, but inside, Jack felt a pang. That evening, as he fixed dinner, mac and cheese from a box, his phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Jack Thompson? This is Elena Voss. His heart stopped. How did you? I have resources. We need to talk. Meet me at Central Park, tomorrow noon. Cliffhanger 1 resolved? Not quite. What hidden motive did Elena have, and how would it test Jack's fragile world? Jack arrived at Central Park the next day, his work boots scuffed against the pristine paths. Elena waited on a bench, incognito in sunglasses and a scarf, a far cry from her CEO armor. Why am I here? Jack asked, sitting cautiously. Elena sighed, removing her glasses. That photo, it's causing issues. My board thinks it's a PR stunt, but rivals are using it to question my focus. Jack rubbed his neck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, no, she interrupted. It's not your fault. But I need your help. Pretend to be my date for a few events. In return, I'll fund Lily's education. A trust fund, whatever she needs. Jack's eyes widened. A dream come true? But pride surged. I'm not a charity case. Elena leaned in. It's not charity. It's business. You help my image, show I'm relatable, and I help you. Reluctance battled desperation. Lily's school had sent a note, tuition hike incoming. Medical bills from his wife's illness still loomed. One condition, Jack said. Make it real. No faking smiles. Elena nodded, surprised by his integrity. Thus began their charade. First event, a gala for tech innovators. Jack in a rented tux, Elena in a gown that shimmered like stars. He charmed donors with stories of real-life grit, while she navigated deals. But as they danced, Elena whispered, I haven't done this in years. Jack smiled. Me neither. Sparks flew, but doubt crept in. Was this genuine, or just a transaction? Then, at the after-party, a jealous ex of Elena's approached, sneering at Jack. Slumming it, Elena? Tension rose. Jack defended her, but the ex revealed a secret. Elena had a hidden daughter from a youthful fling, given up for adoption. The room hushed. Elena froze again, her empire's facade cracking. Would this revelation end everything? The adoption bombshell hit Elena like a tidal wave. She stormed out of the gala, Jack following. In the limo, tears she hadn't shed in decades fell. Her name is Mia. I was 19, broke, scared. I thought it was best. Jack listened, no judgment. We all make choices we regret. But you're strong. You built something amazing. For the first time, Elena felt seen, not as a CEO, but as a woman with scars. Jack shared his own pain, losing his wife, Anna, to leukemia. I blamed myself for not catching it sooner. Worked extra shifts, but it wasn't enough. They bonded over loss, vulnerability forging a connection deeper than any deal. Days turned to weeks. Jack introduced Elena to Lily, who beamed at the fancy lady who brought a real telescope. Can we look at stars together? Lily asked. Elena, hesitant, joined them on the rooftop. As Lily pointed out constellations, Elena remembered her brother. This is what matters, she whispered to Jack. But challenges mounted. Tabloids dug deeper, uncovering Jack's financial woes. Creditors called, threatening eviction. Elena offered to pay, but Jack refused. I need to stand on my own. Then, crisis struck, Lily fell ill with a rare infection, hospital bills soaring. Jack broke down at her bedside. I can't lose her too. Elena arrived, not as CEO, but as a friend. Let me help. For her. Jack relented, and in that moment, their pretend relationship turned real. But another cliffhanger loomed. Elena's board, sensing distraction, plotted a coup. Would she lose her company to save her heart? The boardroom battle was fierce. Elena's rivals, led by her scheming VP, presented evidence. Ms. Voss is entangled with a mechanic. Stock prices dipped 5%. Elena stood tall. My personal life is mine. But this entanglement has taught me balance. Voss Tech isn't just profits, it's people. Jack, waiting outside, paced. When Elena emerged victorious, having swayed key shareholders with a passionate speech about humanity in business, she found him. I kept my company. But I want more. They kissed, the city lights witnessing. Yet, one final hurdle. Mia, Elena's daughter, now 19, contacted her after seeing the news. A tearful reunion followed, with Jack and Lily there for support. Mia, a struggling artist, forgave Elena. I get it now. You gave me a chance. The family blended, Jack and Elena married in a simple ceremony, Lily as flower girl, Mia as maid of honor. Jack started a non-profit for single parents, funded by Elena but run by him. Challenges resolved, financial stability, emotional healing, rediscovered dreams. Lily got her astronaut training, Mia her art studio. Elena softened her empire, implementing family-friendly policies. Jack found purpose beyond survival. Years later, as they watched Lily graduate college, Jack turned to Elena. Wrong table, right life. She smiled. Fate has a funny way. Their story inspired millions. A reminder that love bridges divides, vulnerability is strength, and second chances come when least expected. No matter your station, kindness and courage can rewrite destinies. It's a tale of hope, from frozen moments to warmed hearts, proving that even in a world of billionaires and mechanics, connection conquers all. If this story touched you, hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring tales that remind us of life's beautiful twists. Thanks for watching.